Stanionis versus Ortiz. Why is nobody talking about this? I know I made videos on it on the past, but this fight's right around the corner. And I haven't seen nobody drop a video, no real news articles, no promotion for this fight. And I don't get it because this is a very good fight. Before I get into that, hit the thumbs up, sub, and notification button. That way you get updated when I drop the news content like this. That being said, let's talk about this fight. So we got Stanionis. Stanionis is 5'8" with a 68-inch reach. Now he is shorter, and his reach is shorter also than Virgil Ortiz, who is 5'10" with a 70-inch reach. Now, when you look at power, Ortiz by far is the harder puncher. He's got 19 wins, and all his wins come by knockout. Stanionis, on the other hand, has 14 wins and only 9 knockouts. And the difference in Ortiz and Stanionis' knockouts can come from one shot. With Stanionis, he's got to put volume on you. Kind of like a Usyk. He's got to beat you down, and then he can stop you from hitting you so much. So there's a huge disparity in power. Now, power isn't everything in boxing. I would say that Stanionis by far is a much better all-around boxer, whether it's getting in and out of the pocket, lateral movement, head movement, defense. By far, Stanionis is the better boxer. But we have seen come forward fighters like Virgil Ortiz, who can be tough, rugged, maybe not quite as skilled, but have a lot more power, beat guys who outskilled them. Hold on one second. Phone call. I knew it was going to cut it off. But anyways, back to what we was talking about. So neither guy really has a standout win. I would say Ortiz's best win is probably Mean Machine, Cal Velasquez. And then Stanionis' best win was probably Butayev in his last fight. Both guys last year. Ortiz fought 4 months after Stanionis, so he's going to be the fresher guy coming into the match. However, both guys should not be ring rusted. Both guys should be ready to go. Ortiz has had some complications in the past. So we'll have to see how that plays out at the welterweight division, because he was talking about going up to 154, but that's been a while now. Anyways, stylistically, I've discussed this before, and I guess I'm going to discuss it again. Can Ortiz cut off the ring with a guy who moves like Stanionis? Will he be able to stay on the outside and outbox him, being the taller, longer guy, even though he likes to get close? Or can Stanionis keep his range, cut it off by a little bit, not to be at the end of Ortiz's punches, and just use movement like a Rigondeaux to beat him? That's going to be the million-dollar question. The one thing I don't like about Virgil Ortiz is they never put him in there with a power puncher. I have yet to see him in there with a real knockout artist. So when he gets in there, say he beats Stanionis and he has to fight a guy like Boots Ennis, or the guy that Boots Ennis is fighting right now, Villa, can he take that type of punishment? We know he can dish it out, but can he take it? That's still a question. How good is his chin? I don't know. If he wins and now he's the mandatory for Earl Spence or Terrence Crawford, whoever wins that fight, if neither guy moves up, can he take their power? See, there's a lot of questions around his chin because they've always put him in there with soft touches. Stanionis, I've seen him get tagged by guys who have decent power, and he's been able to take it. But Ortiz, on the other hand, he ain't fought nobody with no power. No real thumping power. So there's still a question around that chin. So how I see the fight going is this. I really, truly favor Stanionis. If it's a guy who's pure power with limited boxing ability, which I think Ortiz has limited boxing ability. He's got a nice jab, I give him that. But IQ, I don't think it's up there with a Stanionis. I got to go for the pure boxer. I wouldn't really classify Ortiz as a boxer puncher. I think boxer punchers with a lot of power have great chances at beating boxing purists, but I don't consider him a boxer puncher. He's more of a, I don't want to call him a brawler because he's a little more savvy than a brawler, but I don't see a lot of dimensions in him. I don't see a lot of changing of the game plan. I don't see a lot of difference in the attacks. I don't see a lot of calculations in between rounds. Every round for him looks the same going into the next, where I've seen Stanionis think on his feet. I've seen him change his avenues of attack. I've seen him do different things in the ring versus the same look all the way through till he gets the knockout. Now, if it's broke, don't fix it. That's what they say. So Ortiz, he might be able to get away with that his whole career. He might be good enough to where maybe he's not as skilled, but he's not that far behind to where the power bumps him over the edge to where he's just going to keep winning. That's yet to be seen. But again, in my opinion, I got to favor Stanionis. I'm not going to make an official prediction until Friday when they get on the scale and I see how they look. But that's really how I see it. You got a boxer going against a puncher. Like I said, I don't want to call him a brawler because his jab is too good to be a brawler, but he's nowhere near to a boxer, in my opinion. He's just a tough dude who comes forward with a decent jab and doesn't do a lot of thinking. That's just my opinion. Now, in the comment section below, this is where you can agree or disagree with me, but I'm really surprised and stunned that nobody is talking about this fight because this is one of the best fights of the division.